I'm Muhammad Ali Fikri, and I would like to talk about salmon. Salmon is an anadromous species. There are 7 different species under subfamily Salmonidae. Salmon are born in fresh water and migrate to the ocean and will eventually return to fresh water when it is time for them to spawn. It feeds on zooplankton and small invertebrates, and salmon prefer to live in cold temperature. Salmon is classified under family Salmonidae and subfamily Salmonidae. The genus Salmon, which is Atlantic salmon, are found in the North Atlantic. There are only one species under this genus, which is Atlantic salmon. The second genus is Oncorhynchus, where it contains 6 species, which are only found in North Pacific. Under this genus, there are 6 species, which are Chinook salmon, coho salmon, pink salmon, sockeye salmon, chum salmon, and masu salmon. The life cycle of a salmon begins with eggs. Eggs grow into alevins. Alevins will grow into fry. Fry will further grow into pulp. Pulp will then develop into smoke. Smoke will eventually mature into adult. And when it's time for the salmon to spawn, they will turn back to fresh water, reproduce, and die within 2 weeks. There are 3 catching techniques used to catch salmon. The first one is trawling, using hooks and line with different lures which are spread out on a long pole that extends over the side of the pot. The second technique is sending. Sending board using a large net to encircle the fish before crossing the bottom of the net. The third technique is gill netting. The gill net attached to a small board, and the nets are set close to the shore and hauled frequently to collect the salmon. These are the ingredients needed to prepare honey garlic lemon. The first step is to season the salmon fillets with salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper, and then we can prepare the honey garlic sauce by mixing the ingredients. The final step is to cook the salmon with garlic and the sauce on the pan, and extra steps can be added by heating the salmons in the oven, and this recipe are ready to serve.
Aquatic animal prawn. Prawn are crustacean with a shell having 5 pairs of swimming legs called pelepods, 5 pairs of walking legs, 3 claws, and a tail. Prawn must be periodically shed their shell under molting process so they can grow. The shell is made of protein, calcium carbonate, and chitin. Before shedding, the prawn reabsorb most of the protein and chitin from the old shell as a new one form underneath, and increase water intake to create a space between the body and the new shell. Prawn can live for 2 to 3 years. They mature about 6 to 8 months of the age, and spawning occur in offshore water. There are a few types of prawn, which are king prawn, tiger prawn, piranha prawn, and skull prawn. Now we will talk about the price of prawn, which are estimated around Rm30 ringgit to 45 ringgit per kilogram depending on its size. The price might also go up depending on demand as well. Now we will moving on to the catching technique of prawn. It is important to learn the technique and trick to develop skilled prawn catching. Firstly, it is significant to choose the right time and places in order to catch prawn. Next, use boat. The best boat are having enough space and rowboat without a motor. Next, use net. Choose the right net for your prawn you need. And lastly, use trap. It comes with variety of size. Choose the best trap. The best one would be 1/2 inches by 1 inch. Okay, now let's learn how to peel and divide the prawn.
Hi, I'm Nabiha. I would like to talk about aquatic organism called squid, or scientific name oligospecies. Okay, squid is a kingdom of Animalia, phylum of Mollusca, class of Cephalopoda, order of Teutida, family of Loginidae, also genus of Loligo. Next, squid can be found in the Northwest Atlantic Ocean and along the Pacific coast. The range of size is 7.5 cm to 17 meters. There are 2 tentacles and 8 short arms on marine cephalopods, as well as long tapered body, 2 triangular fins, and internal shell. Next is the life cycle of squid, where squid experience benthic, platonic, and necrotic stages. Next is how to catch a squid. Okay, firstly we'll need squid jigs and jigging rods to catch the squid. Firstly, casting your lure out and letting it sink. Secondly, whip your fishing rod high and fiercely a couple of times while the lure is around 5 to 10 feet below the surface. Then allow the lure to fall back down after that. Lastly, make sure the bite is immobile at times when the squid is most likely to strike. Dust can attract the squid around the jig. Next, the price of the squid is about 22 ringgit per kilogram. The taste of squid range from mild to rubbery depends on how it had been cooked. If it is medium cooked, it is mild, while overcooked, it will be rubbery. So next, we will prepare a fried squid or squid fritters. The ingredients are lemon juice, flour, olive oil, squid, milk, salt and pepper, paprika, and lemon. Okay, firstly, cut the squid into tubes, then soak in the lemon juice for 30 minutes. Used to tenderize the squid and adds flavor. Next, mix the flour with pepper, paprika, and salt. Then, remove the squid from the lemon juice and then dredge in the flour. Then, dip the squid into the buttermilk or milk to tenderize or remove the chewiness. After that, dip into the second duplicate bowl of flour before frying the squid. Next, deep fry the squid in batches for 2 to 3 minutes. Lastly, the fried squid is ready to eat.
The next is oyster. There are 3 types of oyster. 1. Flat oyster, 2. Portuguese flat oyster, and 3. Japanese Pacific oyster. For catching technique, there are 4 ways to catch oyster: catch culture, fry culture, floating culture, and suspended culture. For cooking styles, grilled oyster is one of the easier way to cook oyster. Here is the recipe for grilled oyster. Usually, the frozen oyster is around 27 to 30 ringgit Malaysia. First, shuck the oyster. Then put them on grill heated to 450 degrees. Lastly, top them with butter and sprinkle chopped herbs or lemon.
Hello, my name is Noida Hazira and my aquatic animal are king crab. King crab are also called as Alaskan king crab, or their scientific name are Parditodus kamsica, is usually found in northern Pacific Ocean. King crab is large marine invertebrate that belongs to the group of decop crustaceans. Size can weigh up to 11 inches with a weight of 10 to 24 pounds. King crab reach sexual maturity at the age of 4 to 5 years. King crab can also survive 20 to 30 years in the wild. There are around 120 species of king crab. The most commercially king crab are red, blue, and golden king crab. King crab have the sweeter taste and have the mildest flavor. The price approximately up to 125 ringgit to 450 per kg, depending on the freshness of the crab. The catching technique. Catching technique for king crab is the fisherman will use box-shaped trap, which have a steel frame covered with nylon mesh. Herring and cod fish will be placed in the trap as a bait, and then the pot will be sunk to the seafloor where the king crab have. After allowing the pot to rest on the seafloor for a few days, the pots are dragged back to the surface using the hydraulic winch. The cooking technique. There are 4 methods to cook Alaskan king crab. First is using the microwave or oven. Second is using barbecue. Third is using the broil. And lastly is using steam. The famous recipe for king crab is baked king crab. The ingredients are king crab legs, unsalted butter, sriracha, lemon juice, sugar, smoked paprika, and parsley.
Lastly, the aquatic organism that I choose is exotic aquatic organism. So, one of the exotic aquatic organism is baby octopus, and its scientific name is Octopus aegina. Okay, next, octopus is a kingdom of Animalia, phylum of Mollusca, class of Cephalopoda, order of Octopoda, family of Octopodinae, and also genus of Octopus. For its size, the baby octopus are around 3 to 5 inches in length. Just like larger octopus species, they have 8 arms or tentacles covered with suction cups. An octopus is usually red, brown, or purple in color with a mottled skin. However, in a fresh or frozen state, raw baby octopus has purplish or brownish gray color. How to catch baby octopus? So we use bare hand method. So firstly, obtain a pair of protective gloves and a blunt probing rod. Secondly, dive to the bottom on the ocean floor and look for the movement. Thirdly, if an octopus cannot be found in the open, start sticking a pole into small rock crevices and then look for movement or incoming from the crevice. And then, we keep probing the octopus until it comes out of its hiding spot. And lastly, grab the octopus lightly above the tentacles and swim back to the surface. Furthermore, the price of baby octopus is around 40 to 50 ringgit per kilogram. The taste of cooked octopus is sweet and becomes more firm and tender in texture. However, if it is overcooked, it will become rubbery and lose its taste. So, the recipe that we're gonna prepare is Korean spicy grilled baby octopus. The ingredients are Korean chili sauce, gochujang, 10 to 12 baby octopus, sliced onion, carrots, zucchini, salt, pepper, soy sauce, sesame oil. Okay, firstly, defrost the baby octopus if it is frozen. If not, just pre-clean, remove, and discard inside of the head and beak. Secondly, rinse the octopus well under cold running water. Okay, thirdly, combine all the marinade ingredients all together in one bowl. Then, pour over the octopus and mix the cod well. Okay, the next step is heat a lightly oil grill or grill pan to a medium high and serve for about 3 minutes and turning it for a couple of times. Do not overcook the octopus. Lastly, the Korean spicy grilled baby octopus is ready to serve.